Hey there everyone, this is Matt from Creative Reviews, and today we are doing a review on the iPhone 5. I've had this for about 2 months, so we're going to go into everything that is good, that is bad, that is questionable, and dividing over this phone from Apple in its newest incarnation of the iPhone line. If you knew where this phone came from, it started with the original iPhone that cost $600 and was quickly reduced to about $200. And now what they've done is they've made it smaller every year, and in this current generation they've increased the screen size from a 4:3 aspect ratio to a 16:9 and have made it up to a 4-inch display. This is the Retina display that they carry over from the iPhone 4 or 4S. It's a longer panel. It has the same clarity. And now on the iPhone, as opposed to the iPod Touch, it has great viewing angles from the side here and the side here. It's light. It's very light. The old iPhone, the 4 and 4S, had a glass back panel. The new one has a aluminum back panel, and all they've done is just reduce the weight. Even though this phone is longer, and I'd say the dimensions are a tiny bit bigger than the old one, it's thinner, it's lighter, and it looks amazing. If you like very, very chic looking things, this is it. You can add an accessory to it, you can make it whatever you want, but base, it is beautiful, it's smooth. It has a nice bezel now. It's edge-to-edge glass in the front. It has a really big screen to its size now. It is a great little phone. So, what's there to like about this? You can put any accessory that you want on it. I have bumper cases and leather cases that have worked on this, and it does great. The call quality is amazing. There is a little microphone on the back here next to the flash and in between the camera. Whoops, that was somebody messaging me. But what that does is it provides all ambient sounds a counter sound. So if you're in a noisy room, what it will take is the sound from wherever you are and basically do the best job it can at canceling that out. And it does a really great job, and it's really noticeable. And you've seen that probably on a lot of Bluetooth headset devices recently, but now it's brought to the iPhone, and it's doing a great job. It sounds really great. The screen is amazing. It doesn't have the color quality of an OLED screen, but it's a Retina display from Apple, meaning that the pixels are not discernible by your eye. It looks great. Again, let's look a little bit as close as we can and hope the macro feature on this allows us to check it out. So if you can see here, those are the little folders and larger icons on this phone, and it looks great. You can't discern any pixels, and when watching HD content that fills the screen, it looks really great. The battery life on this phone is not excellent. It's not as great as the Motorola Razr Max, which has all-day battery life and is 4G. This one is 4G too, but I find that the battery goes kind of quickly. I would say it gives you maybe 60 to 75% of your day. So have your charger ready, but the great thing is when you put it on your charge, you put it on for 10 minutes, it'll jump up maybe 15 to 20%. It'll definitely give you a good day's worth of battery when you have your charger there with it. Again, if you don't know, this is a 16 gigabyte version, and I do have about 60 applications on here, ranging from games to social media outlets to streaming services and some videos and books on Kindle, and it's perfectly fine. I believe I have about 4 gigabytes left to use from all this capacity, and I leave that open so I can record videos and take pictures, which while we're at it, we're going to take a look here and show you the quality of the camera, which it does have a great quality. I use this for Instagram a lot. Quick reaction. Of course, you have your panorama mode, which is a little bit, I say cheesy, but it's okay. I mean, it's not an unneeded feature. It really makes nice pictures. So we're going to start here. It tells you with that arrow on that line to stay as in balance with that line as you can, so it's not going to give you a jerky picture. It'll tell you if you're going too fast or too slow. So in the end, it gives you a really, really well put together panorama picture. And with the Retina display, you can see every little detail that you wanted. Videos on this have greatly improved from the iPhone 4 and 4S. I believe they're a lot less shaky. Let's see here. And of course, with this new 16:9 aspect ratio, you can see everything. So no black bars on anything. And if you can see here, we're putting camera on top of camera, but in real life, it's moving really, really well. The only problem that we have now is when you have a light in the corner, let me see if I can get this, it tends to look a little bit purple. And that's because this camera front has a sapphire. I'm not sure if the lens is sapphire or if the covering is sapphire, but that's what gives it a little bit of a purple ambient glow when you see rings of light. And that may annoy some people, but I take pictures all the time and it doesn't really interrupt what I'm doing. I'd say that this is a great looking phone. It works really well by itself. It may look a little bit boring to some people, and at times may be a little bit slippery, but those are what the accessories are for. You buy a case, a rubberized case, it's fine, but by itself it is one of the lightest phones, the thinnest phones, most reliable phones. With the new iOS 6, it's become really reliable. Again, call quality is great. The data connection is great on 4G. Pages upload in a snap. Wi-Fi connectivity is really great. I just wish the battery life could be improved. Of course, 4G and the Retina display and the larger Retina display from the 4 and 4S takes away from that. But everything else seems to be pretty good on this. Of course, you have your other phones. This would be, I guess, your generic Droid phone, larger screen. I'd say the pixels are not as densely packed, and you do not get physical buttons over here anymore, but you get your capacitive, I believe it's capacitive, your capacitive touch buttons. But what you get on here is, I believe, a messier outlook. You can do whatever you want, but at times you tend to get a little bit messy, or I do, and at my messiest, this is what it's gotten to. Everything is still in its place. I haven't added rows and banners that I really don't need. And I've kept everything in the folder, even though it's not alphabetized like I would like it. But everything else about this is doing really well. Like I said, I've had this for about 2 months. It's lasted me for a while. And I do have an insurance policy on here, even though I have not used it yet. It's always good to get that. It's good for drops. Good for anything that happens on the phone, because this is, I would say, another bad point to the iPhone. This is a very fragile phone in comparison with other ones. I've seen the Samsung Galaxy 3 get tossed around and it's been okay, but the iPhone, when it gets dropped, that back aluminum portion gets really scratched up, and while it's not all glass anymore, these two portions can get cracked. It used to be the whole back got cracked and you have to replace it all, but unfortunately this front is still made of all glass and that will get cracked. So be very careful with your phone. It is a fragile phone. But those are the only points really I can find against it. It does really well. It may not be open sourced, but I think that you can always jailbreak your phone. You can always do whatever, but it's a really safe product. Moving on, it's good with business, I would say. At least it has great business-centered apps. Its email service works really well. I have attached Gmail services, Hotmail, and Yahoo, and everything works perfectly. It syncs really quickly. It finds that email and sends it to me immediately, and I receive it. And with the screen, with this Retina display, it lets me really see a full screen experience when you turn it to its side. Reading any kind of email, it looks really great. It allows me to see everything. So if you have a question about should I get the iPhone 5, when's the new one going to come out, is it better than the 4S? I'd say as of right now, this being early February of 2013, get it. Apple is now releasing updates to their phones, and it's going to be in the next few years, 2 updates a year, just like with their iPad line. They're looking to combat Android and other services like the Windows phones because they need more phones out there. There is rumored to be a cheaper, maybe plastic version of the new iPhone, and of course the new iPhone 5S with a faster processor and faster other innards. But the outside will stay the same, the screen will still stay the same, the weight will still stay the same. So look in about a year from when this was released, so maybe the end of September-ish for the new iPhone. I think it's a great time to buy. The iPhone is at a great price. I believe it starts at $200 and it goes all the way up to $400. But there's always discounts going around. There's always people looking to sell this phone at a cheaper price. But it's a great phone to have. This new longer screen works really well. It doesn't, widen your grip on it. It just extends the length of the phone, which really works. So this has been Matt, and we've been taking a look at and reviewing Apple's iPhone 5. If you want accompanying text on this phone, check out our blogger, where I'll give much more detailed write-ups. Anything I forget will be added on there. Check our Facebook for our updates and some pictures. And check out Twitter and Instagram for all my quick thoughts about technology and anything else. So let me know what you like, what you don't like, and I'll see you guys next time.